Hello, 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 Guffer. Hello, everyone. Hello, my Liz. Hey. I'm from Ore Engineering. Hello, Pythor. Hello, Silent. Oh, this pack's taking its time to load today. But not quite this slow. Boop. You know what? Why not? Got so much dead space on this thing that's available for me to fill in. Wichita. Alright, if I remember, yesterday when we left off, we just finished a mining run, got enough diamonds to get started with a macerator, and have big plans for getting some industrial craft machines going. Yeah? Sound good? Weezer from Integrated Dynamics. Alright, what do you think? Should we just jump straight into getting the machines going, or should we start building a factory? Mine and a smeltery here, and then have it lead into like a big old factory building over there. That's what I'm thinking. Long term. Oh, just got up, but it's time to go back to bed. I've had days like that. Roll out of bed, make coffee, have some breakfast, look at Twitter, go back to bed. Sleep for another 6 hours. I think we've all had days like that. factory to save me time later. Well, that's the thing, though. Like, what blocks do I make out of? Am I just going to make a generic anything factory, or do I want to especially pretty in? Stone brick. Could use regular brick. We've got a decent supply of clay, and it's not hard to get more. Probably regular brick for at least the wall. Because in my mind, that's like the factory look. That's the kind of factory that was in my hometown, is a, you know, red and white brick style old look with some supporting stone, concrete, or whatever. Something like that. Limit the amount of brick that we spend on it by chisel some bits to thinner walls, the way I did for the house, and more for the factory. Place for everything in its place. Right, we had determined that we needed a coil. Coil required copper. And do 18 copper so that we can run it through basin. Yeah, factory blocks might work too. You know what? I'm planning on filling in a lot of this lake. I could actually start factory right there. Well, let's see. I want to leave space. Start marking. Right. My mine and size, like initial, or you know what? I guess I could just start. I don't know. Too many thoughts and I. Spaces of space between house and factory. Kind of branch around like that a bit. Of course, go. Yeah, okay, that can work out. I think that I'm gonna do that as a long-term plan. Wait until I have cooler tools to build with. Better builder's wands and stuff. What do I need to, like... Oh, okay, good. They're just normal. Unbreakable wand with the stars. Make the builder's wand and destruction wand. Never played with that. Maybe we should go for the EU one? Way to make these at the tanks. The mech tanks don't do it at all. Hello, Cooper. Doing well. How are you? Oh well. Now have fluid transfer and storage. Better not use up our iron that waste. Not just yet. Have the macerator built. Macerator and compressor. Metal former would get me significantly copper cables. Maybe I do a metal former first? Conduit binder requires CF powder. So, eventually. Right now we're limited to tanks. Been too long. Oh, you jerk! 3 of the coils. Alright. That's 24. I need to cook more copper. Yeesh. We might need to go back mining again. I forgot how expensive it was to get anywhere. Mostly needing the small stone or stone dust. Stone dust requiring, you know, stuff. And the small stone being a calculator. Or a calculator extraction recipe. Which I don't know anything about calculator. Yeah. It's down the line. Nothing else. This is going to make me really appreciate having better options. Bronze item casings. Ooh. Oh, you jerk. Need the compressor before we can do that. Okay, so, yeah, the metal former is literally not an option yet. That's frustrating. What? A Greg Tech thing is causing me annoyance? Again? Why am I not? Hello, Harmony, hello, Ferg. I believe I missed you. Up and got. Is there a way to keep Blast Furnace active with redstone? There we go. I'll keep this heated up. Not really eating any power. Hello, Winry. So, what's to love, Berg? Administrator built. We really do need it. Get anywhere. Wait, never mind. We can't because we spent our copper on coils that we can't even use yet because that recipe was changed. And I did not explore the entire recipe path before starting to craft. Yeah. I liked it back in 1.2 myself, Ferg, and then it became slowly Gregified, where they add multiple steps to the crafting of everything for the sake of having multiple steps. Like, how does, like, the forge hammer cutter and all of that, and, like, the plates and such, how is that beneficial compared to just using ingots? How does that increase the fun compared to using ingots? I don't think it does. But I also know there are people that adore Greg Tech, and if I've never been able to get a real good answer as to why. But we've got some cable. Might be able to pull this off. I guess it's just me being a bit of a purist. Like, it changed, and it changed in ways that I found unfun because it made Greg Tech. It went the Greg Tech route. IC2 didn't used to be this level of complexity for the sake of complexity until Greg Tech became much more popular than IC2 vanilla, and everything got changed to support that plate. Here. Come on. Alright, at least the next set of ores that we do, we get doubling from. Slow, slow, slow doubling. It's good. About that compressor. Need more circuit. Okay. Oh, we need a compressor before we can make the metal former. This pack, which revels in taking things that are complex and making them more complex. I can put a crafting table on a stick. Good. There. It's no compressing backpack, but it'll do the trick for now. Yeah. Like, IC2's trying to be realistic in a game with zombies and creepers. Same with Greg Tech. Pollution. Clean room. Come on, not even Factorio does. It caters to a very specific playstyle, and it's not one that I enjoy. I really need to add. I'll have plenty of cobblestone by the time we're done with this to make some cobble stairs. Oh, right, that's not how we're... You get better ways to get plates with IC2 after handcrafting plates. That's like where I'm coming from. Is IC2 adopted a bunch of things that originally pioneered in GregTech, like the plates and the metal former and the hammer and the cutting and all of that. Those are part of IC2 vanilla now. If I remember correctly, Greg was even like a developer on IC2 for a while. And it ends up becoming a game of long and torturous crafting chains and processing times. Nope, I haven't really looked into modding Factorio at all yet. And I can't imagine why I would ever want that. Cooper. If I do any factorial, probably be a little less complex. But I don't think that complexity is inherently valuable. Complexity to me is not a fun challenge or a reward. Proper. Okay. Oh, you know what? That won't. I need to come back with my pick fixed before I start putting stairs all the way down. It all enough. Processing low. See, that was like the one part about Greg Tech that seemed interesting, was the Orgen, though. Where you actually would had to go around and survey for things and such. That actually added gameplay instead of just extra crafting steps. We're gonna have to go get more cobalt soon. And both of them are out of my reach right now. And I do remember that the ore washer comes first. Thank you. So, what is it that you like about Bob and Angels, Harmony? What does it change about the way Factorio works that makes it better than the vanilla game for you? That's fair. I appreciate the reminder, Cooper. That was me getting defensive because Greg Tech. Could you be more descriptive about it, Harmony? I mean, the Greg Tech complexity all ends up working out and coming together in the end game. I just don't find that the complexity itself is inherently valuable. Like, what does the complexity add besides complexity? What does the complexity enable you to do? Not in, like, mechanical terms, but in, like, in gameplay terms. Greg Tech complexity just makes it harder to get the basics and gives you more of everything later on after you've gone through the complexity curve. First blue. Okay, so for you, it's the Bob and Angels adds endgame content, is what you're saying, right, Cooper? That it gives you additional crafty the additional crafting tiers and more stuff. Save even more power and more materials. What do you mean, like, save more materials? Just, there's more materials to work with? Winry. Yeah, I need variety in my gaming. Actually been playing a good bit of Civ 6 and 7 Days to Die on the side lately. Neither of those really get the viewers, so I think I'm going to be streaming mostly Minecraft for a while. As for how I'm doing, I'm alright. We could be better. ApolloCat was recently dismissed from their job with no prior warning or notice whatsoever. Just ended the pay period first Friday of the month, go into a 4 p.m. meeting and told, hey, you're fired because performance reasons. We're pretty sure at this point that it's because HoloCat wasn't willing to put in a bunch of unpaid overtime. But they can't use that as a official firing reason, or else they open themselves up to a lawsuit in New York State. So it's all generic BS. Also, HoloCat was very ill recently. Had to take a couple of days off work and actually do some personal time. And apparently it's pretty standard in the that department at that company that you get your personal time paid out in cash at the end of every year. So that probably played into it as well. And yes, at-will employment, so-called right-to-work laws, they're terrible. They're the right to get fired and be treated like crap. But the corporatists had to strike back against collective bargaining somehow. And now we're getting into the weeds of politics, and you start bringing up unions in the United States, and everyone has a horrid opinion of them due to, you know, decades of negative propaganda that everybody's bought into. That's just a whole thing that we're going to avoid for the rest of the stream. So, more to do and think about, but my experience with GregTech is it isn't more to do to get at more stuff. It's more to do to get the same stuff. Like, the problem that I'm having right now is the fact that I need to gather a whole bunch more resources than used to be able to get even the basics of IC2 started, because there's the whole metal former thing that was imported in from GregTech. That's an example of it. Get to the same IC2 content that I actually like playing around with, where I, you know, start setting up machines and running wires around and that sort of thing, I have to do more busy work. Yes, in certain US states, you can be fired immediately and be escorted to your desk and made to clean it out and escorted out of the building. With no proper reason given, no prior warnings or notices or conversations between you and management about how you can improve to help keep your job. None of that. Just, you no longer work here, even though you thought everything was fine for the past 6 months. And that's what happened to HoloCat. So, you know, that really put the screws onto our finances lately. It's been, we're still sorting through all of that panic, you know? Like, got a mortgage payment to make, at the beginning of December. We're not 100% certain where all the money's coming from yet. Yep, gotta love New York. People think of it as this, like, blue as heck democratic stronghold with massive progressive liberal agendas, but it's not. It's a banker's paradise here, and conservative politics and such have run the state for a very long time. The city gets its own special treatment. because the city votes so blue that they basically ended up setting up a bunch of its own special rules, and the state doesn't dare mess with it too much because all of the money comes from the city. So, you know, if we were in New York City, this would apply. Anyway, I won't be continuing to rant about politics unless, you know, people ask questions about that. That's not going to be today's stream. We're mining and crafting, and I'm trying to figure out why people love complexity for the sake of it itself. And really, I'm starting to wonder if it's just the, like, mid-2000s gamer thing that pushed everything towards open-world busy work. People want more to do, even if what they're doing isn't particularly compelling or interesting. Winry, a mercenary approach of it's the popular pack. It's actually complete and in a good state rather than a lot of other packs that either never get finished or are only popular when they're in still a heavily beta state. And there are complexity things that I enjoy that I know that I'm going to get to experience on the way through. Plus, the idea of using the, like, the GregTech style as your entryway to something better. Like, you only start with GregTech. Later on, you get to have machines and such that work much, much better and don't need nearly as much busy work to make happen. So, that sort of complexity and annoyance gets used the way I enjoy it the most, where it's a obstacle to overcome and you're rewarded for moving past it, as opposed to the point in itself. Like, from what I understand of GregTech is that it basically has that complexity as the end goal. That's the end game content. That's where the fun is, and I don't understand that. But maybe it's just the fact that I've never found anything as good as the red power pipes, the pneumatic tubes, for moving items around and building in-world machines. Like, nothing's ever been the kind of fun that using one of those was. Using those pipes was. Eventually, everything became, you know, applied energistics. There even is that in this pack? Nope. So we're gonna eventually end up using applied energistics to move stuff around, aren't we? What's that, Harmony? We'll need to be more specific because there is a small delay, and I've got multiple conversation threads running in my brain at the moment. So non-specific that's get filled in with like 7 different possibilities. Specify your variable. Well, being complex at the end game isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's when the entire point is the complexity that, like, making something more complicated for the simple sake of making it more complicated is bad from a gameplay standpoint, from a usability standpoint. Mechanism is in the pack. That is another one that has a lot of complexity for its maximum reward, but that complexity's rewards are far greater than you can get any other way. I wouldn't say Mechanism is endgame in any pack that's got Draconic Evolution, Winry. It might be the top end normal tech mod that before you get into like pure magic. But I don't know how heavily altered the Draconic yeah. I don't know how heavily altered that is in this pack either, so. Yeah, creative is the end game. When I say, well, so when you're talking in, from what I understand of game design terms, end game is exactly that. It is when you have completed all of the content in the main progression path, and there's nothing else to do. In this pack, that would be getting to creative. There's no direct progress left to be. There might be side grades or, you know, side projects, side questing available, but no more progression. What you're referring to is late game, where you have things to do still, but you're running out of things to do. done most of the things, not all of them. Just so that we're, and that's not me, like, attempting to lecture you or saying you're doing it wrong. Just trying to make sure that we're, you know, using the same terms to mean the same things. So that you know where I'm coming from when I say end game, late game. Apologies that ended up sounding like a lecture and you... That was me focusing more on the mining than my tone and choice of words. Time to replenish our pickaxe. I'll have cobalt and ardite before steel. Nope, never anything you can do with magma blocks. Okay. Alright. I vaguely remember this stuff. Iron and sulfur. Okay. That's the thing. Exploit this soon. Fertilizer, re-extractors, advanced circuits, find iron. Yep, never mind. I don't think this pick is too fast for the nether. I think this pick is just perfect for the nether. Yep. Trying to pack. And that's also another thing. Like, maybe people think that my anti-Greg tech is an anti-grind. It's not. I don't mind grind. I wouldn't love Skyblocks if I hated grind. It's when that grind doesn't serve a purpose. And my feel on Greg Tech is it like gives you early game challenges and then really late game solutions to those challenges. Like you end up basically without the tools you need to solve these problems when they're major issues, and you end up just doing it all by hand and through busy work, and then by the time you get the solution to these problems, you don't care about those problems anymore. You move past them and have new problems that you don't have solutions to. For example, the metal former situation. By the time I have the metal former up and running, I'm going to be like, I'm going to have already crafted dozens, if not hundreds, of handcrafts of the wires and stuff. I don't think that I'm going to care about that as an achievement at that point. There's no optimization there. You're gonna grind through it. Get there. Oh yeah, it's definitely not a, intentional or non-intentional, like, there's no right or wrong, Cooper. I like fast picks. You like slower picks. That's a preference thing. I want to be able to, if I want to make a tunnel through netherrack, I want to be able to do this. Where I can walk forward as fast as I pickaxe. I always think I have more Ardite than I do. Maybe just because it stands out so much. The nether and the cobalt just doesn't grab my attention the way the Ardite does, so I remember mining the Ardite more. Like, I never would have found this rich cobalt vein if I had slow pick, because I never would have just randomly smashed that netherrack. Any of y'all run around the Nether like this? Ever have a temptation to just start slaughtering pigmen and start a minor war? I do, like, every time I'm in the Nether. Every time. Oh, Greg Tech added even more machines that do the same things as, Ooh, look, magma slime. No love. Alright, we've had a small sampling of most nether resources at this point. A lot of nether quartz as usual. Oh, there's definitely random lava pockets. Those are a thing that happen. I just have pretty good reaction speed with them. It might be a nature-only thing then. I was pretty sure that I've seen them pop up. I don't know, I always expect them to be a thing, but that doesn't stop me from caring about them. I mean, that doesn't make me, like, want a slower pick to deal with them better. Part of why I keep a block in my offhand. If I uncover a lava source, you place a block on the lava source. Or between you and the lava source. Toasty bread. Toasty, toasty bread. Favorite way to make garlic bread, right there. Italian loaf, slice it in half, butter it up real nice, spread a bunch of garlic on it. Close it back up, wrap it in aluminum foil, and throw it in the fire. Smoky, toasty, crunchy bread out. Yep, there we go. This might kill me, actually. Don't take it straight down, kids. Also works, Finn. Also works. How you doing today? Sleepy slow start. Huh. Seems to be a theme with you lately. You need to start sitting in front of an incredibly bright, eye-searing light for an hour at the start of every day. Like a glider or slow fall device available relatively early in this pack. Really, I want like a hang glider that I can have without a something like that. Parachute. I want every survival game I play to have some sort of parachute these days. One of my favorite things from Ark, being able to, you know, parachute around. Oh, well, yeah, if you're staying up too late, then you're not getting proper sleep, and you're gonna wake up sleepy every day. So maybe we need to give you something to wake up for, huh? Oh, that's the end of mining for now. Time to go fix the pick. What would get Finver out of bed earlier? Press netherrack that I care about. Ooh. That's kind of cute. Not that cute, though. The rack I can grind down for netherrack dust. Another brick. Molecular transformer, 70,000 EU. Yeah, that's a someday option. Enchantments. Who does enchantments anyway? Besides, it gives a flame enchantment. Double don't care about that. Oh, netherrack dust. Netherrack dust. Press. It lets us centrifuge out sulfur, coal, redstone, gold. Okay. See, there you go. Now it's actually added something that I care about. I can, I have a use for my netherrack now. Long term. I have a reason to save it. Just generally doesn't add enough of those things for me to want to put up with the rest of the complexity. I thought I had some charcoal. Did I turn it all into tiny charcoal? I think I did. Okay. We're going to be doing a fair bit of processing now, so let's go ahead and make up a coke block. That'll last a while. We're having a sleepover. We could have a sleepover if you want to make the trip up here. You and Saf are both on Apollo Cats. I have got to meet that person someday list. That I can rate it. Hello, Yasmin. All right. I've been at this for an hour 14, and it's actually past when I'm supposed to take a break. So I'll be right back. Thanks for your patience while I took care of biological needs. We've had the macerator macerating this entire time. And we've got most of a stack of cobalt powder ready. Switched over to Ardite. Like that coal coke burned itself out while we were gone. I think it's time to get our macerator auto-macerated. Alright. Enough Ardite for now. I just wanted enough to make a little bit of stuff. Anulin for our sword. Darn. Hope that maybe they provided a touch of light. Hello, Tech Fusion. This is good, Nightbot. Always quiet in chat here. We run things pretty chill. Got about 20 people lurking and viewing. Don't attract the rowdiest, most rambunctious crew. Probably for the best. Yay! Hello, Mike. Reboots. Yeah, I haven't been as active lately as I should be. That's like lately on a long term too. Yes. Wonderful news. We have hopper ducks. There, and a fixed up pickaxe. The next time we need to go do more mining. I mean, isn't that every dire approach? So, 9 steel plates to make dense steel. 36 steel plates to make the tool forge. I think we put that lower priority than the blast furnace. Can the initial blast bricks do anything? Like, can I make a regular blast furnace? Is there something stopping me? Powder. A way for me to get it without hunting down a nether fortress? Centrifuge. Magma cream. Scrap boxes. Not much. I can macerate it. That's fair. Tech fusion. I understand. I often worry that I'll have the same issue. That it's an unavoidable issue. Modded Minecraft, that if you do YouTube series, you end up doing the same thing over and over and over again. No way around it. That's adorable, how fast the aluminum melts. I think that's pretty much the way this pack is intended to be played, honestly. Paralyzation. Wait for something to finish, or you can upgrade until you can get it done in a timely manner. Gotta get a faster way to go up and down ladders. What? I didn't fall off the ladder, I moved back to the ladder. Faster ladder, point of recall, or, you know, Ender IO, teleport blocks, I guess. miss being able to mouse wheel one item out of a box. Someday, Mike the Miner, but there's a couple of approaches to early game optimization for this. You can either focus on getting extra speed out of the block or making sure it never, ever stops. I like to take the second approach as what I do first. Oh, it's not like I'm not going to upgrade things when I can. Should do both eventually. And parallelize. That's also important. Breathe. Pause, think, plan. Presser. Presser iron. Our next thing to process. Lots of iron. Enjoy, Mike. See you later. If I remember correctly, hopper ducts will not function on their own. They need to be fed by a hopper, correct? Ducts won't pull items from inventories above them. Yep. Quick check on the wiki. We have two options for slag, the immersive engineering version and the blast furnace version. Oh, not much. We're just starting to automate some stuff. Oof. And things. Got a bunch of extra chests. Guess not. Used them. May regret that in the end, but that's what we're going to do for now. But we can always tear it apart and rebuild it later when we need to. Not sure if running things on coal coke is the right answer right now. But that's what I think that's what we're gonna do. We need coolant cells for overclockers, that's right. Those require... Okay, that's actually not so bad. Oh, we need IC coolant. This is not NEI friendly. Wow. Yeah. Just does not have any EI support for how to make the coolant. Alright, we have automated ore doubling going as long as we keep the generator fed. Well, I mean, you know what I'm going to say, Cooper. As far as I'm concerned, this is another failure of usability on the part of the mod. That you can't easily look up the recipes. Really? Not a single cap spot on that tree. Another reason why people dislike IC2, the RNG heavy early game. Finding rubber trees, getting rubber saplings, and getting rubber spots on your rubber trees. Where 1 per tree is pretty good. Unless they've been updated so that they generate more sap spots over time as long as you keep them, quote, alive. I know that that was something that they wanted to work on. Way back in the way back. Yes, they did, Tech Fusion. I remember doing that distinctly. But that's, you know, like, that's solving a bad design flaw in one game, in one mod, by using a different mod that breaks the rules, basically. Well, NEI has systems for you to, interact with, and APIs you can link into. If there's a bug displaying one mod's recipes, then that doesn't sound like it's an NEI JEI issue so much as a that mod hasn't taken advantage of the compatibility that's being offered. And when your mod's goal is to add as much complexity as possible, then having ways to research that complexity not having ways to research that complexity in-game is a failure of your mod. Play through the Industrial Age and critique Industrial Craft 2 along the way. Oh. Generator, controller. We'll get right on that. Start getting in. It doesn't seem like far off right now. I'm sure that there's something I'm missing, though. What's that, Cooper? Okay. Oh, I guess we're making regular diamonds for the moment in Dresser, right? Yeah. Regular, plain old, normal coal chunks around bricks or obsidian. Okay. Different coal things. Let's see. Use and not use bio coal. Melt biomass. Use through some arcane actually. Well, the actually additions crusher is out because that requires us to get actually iron casings, require advanced machine casings or blocks. Wow, okay, yeah. Sucks. Matter of did you refine your iron or not. Requires the carpenter. Requires the power additions. Wow, okay. Pretty much, Ben. Pretty much. Okay, but how do I get for a calculator thing, which full coke plus broccoli. Pumpkin, which I gotta find. But I think I got some near here. Okay, so hey, I can start making myself some coal pretty soon. We'll get there. Hey, now that looks like something that I should be able to do pretty easily. Divide enriched coal by lava bucket to get fire coal for super burn time. Vaguely remember. So. Takes. Or coal dust per diamond? Yep. Yep. That's fine. 9 compressor options. I mean, yes, I can follow the guidebook, but the first thing the guidebook says is you don't need to follow the guidebook to play this. I feel like I have this conversation every day. Yep, there's an Enderman. I don't know where that grass block came from, or that dirt block came from, but I know where it's going. You know, after all of that searching, I don't remember why I wanted the diamonds. I just know that I'm 2 diamonds away from something. Oh, well, we're 4 diamonds away from being able to make a metal former, because screw you, that's why. Hello, Callian. Especially when you think about how big those diamonds are, you know? 1/9 of a cubic meter. A big honkin' diamond. Not particularly worried about the extractor. It's the same recipe as always, but meh. I saved some fuel with the extractor, that's it. If I remember correctly, yeah. Extractor recipes. Rubber, iodine, salt. I mean, I can extract sulfur, but won't speed things up. Nether bricks, snowball. Empty fluid cells, bricks, rubber, clay. Reborn cells. Yeah, it's mostly a rubber thing. That I am, Shadow Warrior. And I believe I'll stay there forever. Not how it's done. Ah, I need glass paint now. Glass. Since I need more sand. And 2. It's alright. Sadly, my partner was unexpectedly fired a week ago today with 0 warning, 0 chance to correct any potential issues. So we're scrambling a bit. Got a weird way of deciding that, Finn. 2 by 4 is 8. It only takes 90 diamond to encase yourself in diamond blocks. Even going harder than that, you're looking at 234. You're going, you know, the full, you only have space for Steve on the inside. It's not. Here. It seems like a good time that I should mention this. There you go. Every now and then I gotta put my head out there on the pavement. Good mummer that I... Thought I had an extra... Oh, I insulated them. Oh well. Haha! Thanks, Tech Fusion. See? This is why you should remind people every now and then. Wow. Those fluid cells are going to take a lot of stuff. That's okay. Oh yeah, that'd work, Shadow Warrior. I was thinking in cases and you can't even see them. Boop, boop. Jasmine, what did you do? Something that I don't have set up? Maybe. Whatever you booped, it didn't come through yet. 9 block floor and 9 block ceiling? 8 block layers in between? That's, huh? Hang on. So, 9 block floor. Like that. But there's only 2 block layers in between. Which brings us to 16. Plus 9 is 25. Plus 9 more is 34. Okay, I see where you're going. Whereas what I was thinking was, you know, just bing. And then, you know, those 2. And then That one. Because you can't see Steve, you can't interact with Steve, he's encased. All of the corners don't matter. We're now arguing how to encase the Minecraft player because why not? What have I done here? Moments like this, you really question your life choices. I think I've made the right ones. If this is what my Friday afternoon is like. Yes, while we had a major setback in our personal life, me and Apollo Cat lately, our life is still fantastic. You guys help make that happen. We are deeply appreciative. Up with extra. Bad calculation, I guess. Yes, absolutely, Brew Jam. What does encase mean? Now explain it to a computer. Now explain it again to a computer so the computer understands. That's how these things work, right? Sorry for any flashbacks I just caused people. Unintentional, I promise. Streamlabs tip isn't working? Hang on. Just copied it from the thing. This is my fault. I can see it. If you're not seeing it, then I've screwed something out. I've screwed something up. Maybe I haven't made it live yet? What did I do wrong? I screwed something up. Really probably what it comes down to. Oh, right, I was trying to work out how to make the jar work. I couldn't make that work. And then I ended up, like, not getting back to it because... reasons. Oh god, now Streamlabs is, like, breaking on me. You can do it, I believe in you. Yay, the new link works. Alright, Nightbot, what'd you screw up? Thanks. Thank you while we do the, oh, you know what? It put a period at the end of, the link. That's what it did. That's probably me. For being honest. Okay, there we go. Basic unit is a 3x3x3 cube with emerald at the center, but we can allow diamond blocks to count as encasing multiple emerald blocks. We still need 2 empty blocks in the center for a... Okay. Why a 3x3x3 cube, though? That's only, 3 blocks tall, which... Oh, okay, so you mean, Yeah, I can't even visualize this. Something's wrong with your, premise there. Hang on, we'll go sleep for the night because nobody likes rain. You may not rest now. There are monsters nearby. Oh, there was a creeper. Good, there's a creeper out there. We gotta kill a creeper. More gunpowder. More gunpowder is necessary, and I don't have anything set up to get gunpowder yet. Alright, so industrial F2. I want to know if there's a way for me to extract the empty fluid cells. I'm thinking I can make these fluid cells loop through with the compressor if I set up the hoppers right. I don't want to do a usage example with the electric sorting machine. I just want to know what side allows access to the empty cells slot. I need to get this going. It takes 5 minutes per ingot. Going to end up with an... Oh. We might not end up with any bronze out of this. Neat. Why do you need 9 emerald blocks separated? What the heck are you even talking about, Finn? Now you're just saying things to make me confused, and it's working. Stop it. I mean, that's a minor quality of life feature that I don't feel like is worth the level of complexity GregTech adds to get to, because it's really only needed because of GregTech from a certain point of view. What I mean? One diamond. Okay, get inputted into the right place. Okay. So all of the inputs and outputs apparently work the same. Very interesting. Wrong stick. Language, Cooper. Great, I can feed into the side. Good. Finn. I. I don't care about how ugly this gets, right? That one, it's our, like, first thing. Oh, that doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. What happens when I pull out slag and, yeah, because I don't have any sorting with hopper ducts. Not be silly here. Have an output and an input on the compressor at the moment. Yeah, I think I agree with Brew Jam here. This sounds like a job for a spreadsheet. Have a good day at work, Finn. Burned a stack of coal coke way too fast. Inventory is cluttered. Right. Details. Okay, we almost have a metal former. And we're slowly making steel. And the regular zombie attacks are spicing things up a bit, aren't they? Milas, I'm asking because you mentioned the donate link, the tip link. I haven't gotten any notification of anything that you've tried to put through. Is that because you haven't tried to put anything through, or because there's a problem? There is no judgment either way. I'm not asking for a donation. I'm just wondering if there's a problem that I need to solve on my end. Cardboard storm? That sounds like fun. Yeah, I want to find a balance between, like, the pack I'm playing now and Craft of the Titans. Really, I want, like, Minecraft does 7 days to die, except with modded Minecraft and the ridiculousness that allows. I feel like I end up saying that a lot, too. I start using charcoal. Yes. One thing we can do is make ourselves a better axe. And that'll go through these logs a lot faster. Wow, that's, I feel like they, that's a step backwards from where they were last time I checked the game out a while ago. Hey, Tharclock, it's going well. How are you? I understand that, Miles. I understand it entirely. Like I said, I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't some sort of problem. I'd hate for anybody to put some cash into the pot and have it not go through. That would be awful, in my opinion, because someone's trying their best to throw some support out there, and then their money disappears in the ether? No, that's not okay. That's not acceptable by my standards at all. We'll raise, holy heck, to correct it. If that were the case. But it's not, so we're good. Was missing for a lumber axe. The tool forge, which is steel. Burn creosote for EU. Yes, but... There's another thing that's not showing up properly through NEI, so... Semi-fluid generators. Oh, hey, you know, that's not as expensive as I thought it was. Yeah, we could totally make that. Or we could if we had iron done, which we don't. We'll put that on the list and come back to it. Oh, that's interesting, tech fusion. I'm not worried about that. It'll make life a little bit easier, but yeah. To have a little extra power flowing in, though. Thanks for the tip, Cooper. This is why the cats aren't allowed in my office, Tharclock. Resources, like, generating more resources never seemed like the thing that the game was lacking. Things to do with those resources, on the other hand. I'm gonna have to use more coal coke. Coal just doesn't last long enough. Could wait until I get blocks of it. That would go a bit better. Yeah, we'll get right on that. Building straight walls are a thing. Woohoo! Thank you very, very much, Milas, for the tip. It is greatly appreciated. And apparently I need to get on making that thing work properly. Oops. Bong. Mobile game reminding me, hey, I still exist. Come play me. Ooh, I'm gonna want to save a little bit of coal coke, aren't I? Yeah, actually, we're gonna need a good bit of it. A lot of bling blong going on. Ah, Dreamland's letting me know. Hey, someone actually gave you money. Thank you, Stream. And thank you again. I was released. Opening your own wallet to help us out when we're in a bit of trouble, that is amazing. Simply put. Yes, I agree with Tharclock. Amazing. That's accurate. Here. Get the running for a little while so that I can actually get the resources processed that I need to be able to move forward and make a new thing. Oh, good. Cosmetic options are always a good thing. They got added to 7 Days to Die recently as well, and they're fantastic. I do love how the one generator can provide just a little bit more power than you can use right off the bat. I think I can actually craft those now. Or I will be able to once the coal chunk processes. Days you just want to chill with Minecraft's alt music. Nope, need a bit more bronze. Still, I'm this close. I should make the bronze before I go any further. Three to 1 gets 4. Right? Same for the metal, the blend. Gotcha. And what do I need? I need 10 casings, so I need another 2 plates, so another 4. Okay, yeah, I only need the 3. 3 copper, 1 tin. Go in, make bronze. Hello, Christoph. How you doing? Yeah, sane countries with good worker protection laws are like that, Milas. It's great. How do you like it? I mean, I don't know if you're native to Sweden or if you moved there. So, how do you like it there? Might end up coming off as well. It's my home country, so I love it. But it could be more complicated than that. We've been looking at a potentially moving somewhere in that area to just enjoy that sort of politics. Holy crap, deck fusion! I don't have words for that. Holy boop. You booping boop. Thank you. Thank you so much. It's appreciated. I'll try not to let you down. We'll be, you can see the schedule below. We'll be around. No. Can't wait to tell Polycat. They'll be thrilled. Happy, 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 happy noises. Bronze. Bronze. I got distracted. I need to, like, put a donation ticker on the screen or something. Let me see, how much work that's gonna be. I think there's a thing for it. Yeah, there we go. Just copy that. I like this part why I like Streamlabs. Add a browser source. Oh, add the right browser source. There. Now you will be celebrated. I think it's defaults to like the past 10 donations or something. Okay. I just need what? Some planks and sticks and logs? I do, Christoph. Absolutely. Sleep is good. Yeah, healthcare and job security are like high on my list of things that I want in life, my Liz. But I mean, I grew up poor in America with a mental health issue, so healthcare is really important to me. Yes, actually, I've got episodes done and uploaded. They're up there, Cooper. Yeah, I'd be up for that, Tech Fusion. I've got to get... so, Sunday is meant to be, like, a community multiplayer day. I just haven't been, doing that. Yo, Boom, I live in New York State. I know what you're talking about. We got wealth care here, not healthcare. But let's try to keep it from getting too political, because I'll rant for ages about that, and that's not good for the stream. Like, on the positive side, there are people that are actively working to try to make our healthcare system in America better on both local, state, and federal levels, almost everywhere. On the downside, they're, like, on the negative side, they can't, like, do it by fiat. We have a democratically elected representative republic, which means that we have, get out there and vote. Vote in the people that want the policies that'll help you out. They're out there. They're running campaigns. They're trying to get elected. And it's on the citizenry to elect them. And I think that's the most all-sides-inclusive way to put all of this. Could cover it. What can I do with wood casings? Oh, I could get some compost bins going, actually. Those are useful, if I remember right. Everything else requires us to have actually additions stuff, which is quite a bit late. Oh, hey, the experienced sauce deriver, or the energetic solo dancer, or the express sending donut. We can make one of those easily. I always love the way those work. Right, chests. We need chests. Diamonds. I don't know if that's actually efficient. 8, 4. Yes. It is. Good. 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 You. 2 of you. 1 of, almost. Hips. Another plate. Make us coil. That's not how you make coils. How do you make coils? Oh, just around an ingot, not a plate. And I need some insulated cabling, don't I? 6 of it. I'm low on copper. Always something. Uh-oh. Also out of power again. Creosote is filled back up. Here, I can fix that. I can fix it. Yes, the quantum entanglement doohickey. Exactly, Cooper. Direct democracy has its issues. That's actually, that episode of the Orville is showing those issues by giving you a direct example rather than relying on you to actually have studied history. Last block of coal coke we should need to feed our power system. For now. Until we need to generate different types of power, anyway. Come here, spider. I don't like you. Get like a freak. Woohoo! So the if you want to look at it from a political science point of view, the downside of direct democracy is called tyranny of the majority. And it's when the whatever is the most popular thing at that time ends up being the only thing that matters. And you end up with a lot of negative downsides stemming from that. Thanks, Brewjam. This is my first time messing with chisels and bits. All I did was make a standard wooden house, but inset the wall slightly. And in fact, you know, I could probably make it look even better. But no, I promised I wouldn't pick up the chisel today because then I spend 2 hours fiddling with little bits. Don't tempt me. I'll do it. Waiting for... I don't see a problem with this. Wonder where Apollo Cat's going. To an extent. I used to read more of it. I don't make a lot of time for reading these days, and that's on me, though. Not the fact that I'm uninterested. I just find lighter forms of entertainment easier after... Well, I mean, lighter forms of entertainment are easier. That's not news to anyone. I thought I had a machine casing somewhere. I do not. Okay. Goodbye, power. Alright, so after the metal former, we were looking at the Good night, Milas. Sleep well. Oh, yes, I agree with that, Yoboom. We have Carpenter? No. I don't think that's even updated lately. Oh, that's fine, Christoph. Something really dense could make for a great afternoon read. Or maybe I'll just check it out on audiobook. There was a great, not hard sci-fi, but there was a great book that Will Wheaton read in the audiobook. I just can't remember the name of. Hang on. No, this isn't about to turn into an audible.com, shill. I am not an affiliate with them. Darn it. Nope, can't remember the name of it. Anyway, the basic premise was, oh, I think it might have actually been called Locked In. And the basic premise was that there was a, type, nice brew jam. There was a, type of, like, there was some sort of virus that went around that made a whole bunch of people develop locked-in syndrome, which is, causes you to... Yes, that's it, Brewjam. John Scalzi's locked in. You couldn't... with locked-in syndrome, you can't move your body or actively engage with the world. So, because it affected something like 3% of the global population... billions and trillions of dollars of research were poured into being able to create some way to cure it or make their lives better in the near term. And it deals with, like, the society after that technology has been created. Where they've created, like, brain-computer interfaces that allow for a fully realized VR world that these people can inhabit. And mobile shells for these people to drive around with their consciousness connected remotely into this basically C-3PO looking thing. And the storyline follows a person who has this problem, who joins the FBI and deals with their specialized division that investigates crimes involving people with locked-in syndrome. Because it's a Scalzi book. No, it's very Scalzi, but it's worth reading. I like it. And if you're an audiobook fan, Will Wheaton does a brilliant reading of it. And there's even, like, the audiobook has a bunch of, like, supporting, interview-style, how locked-in syndrome came to be and how all of the technologies around it were developed. Well, how that, segment of the population came to be and all that. You know what I mean. I always forget the extra. Here we are, tending our machines, looking forward to being able to automate things properly. Maybe I'll actually give in and try out the electronic sorting machine at this point. But yeah, that was the last book that, like, really grabbed my imagination. Read it earlier this year. Haven't made a lot more time for reading other than that. And that's on, like I said, that's on me. That's entirely my fault. You don't find time these days. There's always another draw on your time and attention. You have to make time for whatever you're doing. Right, there was only iron stopping me from getting the semi-flute. And do I have... So there's only... I need, what? 4 casings and 8 plates. Yes. Yes, Will Wheaton has a pretty face. Hello, Selmore. So then he let it get covered in this giant, sticky, horrid mountain man beard, so I'm not a fan of his face as much these days. Alright, we're waiting for metal to form, while everything else continues to process. Case. Tier 2 canola oil. I wonder if that's because it requires the compressor and stuff. I'm a little worried that this creosote oil isn't going to work in the semi-fluid generator. Like, I'm almost certain that it's not going to. Because this is almost too convenient and cheap. There's also not much in the way of a way for me to find out without building one. This just seems like the sort of thing that won't work. No. No, this pack does not have all of the IC2 stuff. I mean, all of the NEI integrations. Or JEI integrations, I assume. Yeah, I could also use the Tech Reborn semi-fluid generator, but anything like that's advanced, that'd be advanced tech, you know? We're looking at right now tech. Yep. Creosote definitely doesn't work. I'm gonna save scum, I might as well just cheat in other ways. Always felt like cheating to me. Not to say I never make use of it, but still feels like cheating. Alright, that's an option I'm looking at. calculator is our next step. That makes sense. That's triggers 8. I don't know, I'm tempted to use my first 4 steel to make the calculator, honestly. Gotta get that money, right? Tempted to take a job at the local Target now that PurpleMentat's lost their job. We'll find out. Putting in some applications in places. One good thing I can say about New York State is they passed a minimum wage increase a couple of years ago that is going to get us up to $15 an hour by like 2020. So, we're heading that direction. I hear you, Tech Fusion. You do what you gotta to make ends meet, right? That's how it goes, right, Itanchi? Pad that resume. Keep employed. Yeah, let's do it. Let's go for the calculator. Push progress. Get past this industrial craft stuff. Cobblestone, cobblestone. Buttons. No buttons. You. Ooh, apparently I need RF energy? Hang on, maybe I better check the guide. The problem with not raising minimum wage is the minimum cost of living has been steadily increasing while the amount that people get paid has not. Yo, boom. I mean, we don't really have a social safety net in this country to stop people from starving and dying if they can't afford to live. One person can't afford rent and food, forget a pet. Not most places in the country. Or most places where people live. Where most of the population inhabits. If you go by most of the geographical area, sure, but why does that matter? But now we're getting into politics again. Yay, we have entered the calculation age. Alright, so it says I need RF, but can I just jam it in a generator anyway? No. Okie dokie. Yep, that makes sense to me. Yo, boom. Oh. Balls. Right, so we can't produce RF for... How the heck are you supposed to... Definitely one of those good luck ones. And crank generator. No. Awkward... Oh, wow. Really? Okay, peat-fired engine's a good option. I do like my classic forestry, and it says I can craft an actually additions coal generator. But that wants the iron casing, which wants advanced machine block or advanced machine casing. So I guess technically I can make one of these, but you're foolish to do so. Well, then that's on the ambulance companies to be paying more than minimum wage, isn't it, Yoboom? Here's the thing. Sure, an EMS shouldn't be making the same as someone who works at McDonald's. But should an EMS only be making 15 bucks an hour? And honestly, no. No, they should not. Not with what they put up with, not with what they go through. But if you want to start talking about making sure that people get paid what they're worth, then you're a dirty socialist. And you're gonna, lead to the ruination of the country or something. Instead of getting paid what the market decides, because somehow that's gonna end up with everybody getting what their fair share is. I don't think anyone that actually studies these things thinks that changing one thing will fix everything. However, what we know from the data is that increasing minimum wage will help with a number of the problems that we currently have. Inori crystal. That's what it costs, which means the atomic reconstructor, which means, quite a bit. Too many machines trying to run off of one generator. I really think that, like, well, you require a Inori crystal now, too. Okay. That was a thing that they must have, like, seen and gotten past already. You need to be in age 3 for that. You can find a study that says anything, Yoboom. If you're basing your ideas on individual studies, then you're not really you're not really doing your research. The bulk of economists and the preponderance of data says that increasing both real world and through studies says that increasing the minimum wage increases the overall quality of life of the people in that country. We have that data ourselves if you just look back into the 30s, 40s, 50s, and the workers' rights movements that went on. When workers became more empowered, well, in the 50s and 60s, we had a really great overall quality of life. We're not going to get back to that really great overall quality of life by giving workers zero rights and giving corporations all of the power in the negotiations. We didn't get there by empowering companies, we got there by empowering workers and giving wages to the workers. By mandating safe conditions, limited work weeks, and overtime pay. But if you want to have that conversation about, like, what the data says, this isn't the format to do it because I'm not going to have any links to back myself up. Hit me up on Discord sometime in the NSFW Politics channel. I will talk about this issue until I'm blue in the face. If you want me to be pithy about it, though, when people that work at restaurants can afford to eat at the restaurants that they work at, it's great for the restaurant industry. Put it into a, you know, real-world situation that you're probably intimately familiar with. No, Cooper, there's no power transfer. What the heck? Barry Manilow? Why? I had C418 playing. Apparently, I accidentally added Bandstand Boogie to the end of my C418 playlist. There, that fixed that. Like, just running, doing the running in circles machine maintenance thing now. I really gotta do something about that. IC2 generators are just where it's at for now. Woohoo! Thank you, Cheat Lord, for the follow. Well, that's a whole nother conversation, Yo Boom. Most of our taxes covers an awful lot. I'm not sure that you and I would agree at all on taxes if we were to actually talk through what each of them are and what their real effects are. Already have a tab. No, good. Yes, that is a very regressive tax that takes a lot more from the low-income people than the high-income people. Because while 20% on everything sounds like it apply equally to everyone, unfortunately, people that make lots of money spend less of their money buying things. Whereas people that don't make much money spend all of their money buying things. So that is what is considered a regressive tax because you are paying more out of your own pocket. And it's based on how much you actually consume rather than how much you Social Security isn't a tax, though. Yo Boom. And yes, there are problems that need to be solved with Social Security, but having us stop paying into it right now would just accelerate how quickly it stops being solvent. Social Security has but the reason Social Security is having trouble is because it has a budget that's entirely separate from taxes and is collected separately and funded only through that. You're not allowed to fund it other ways. And every attempt to actually make Social Security budget balance has been fought by people that think that privatizing Social Security is going to somehow make it better. Because adding, an extra set of banks and middlemen and that sort of thing is somehow going to improve it. Well, look at Medicare costs in the last 10 years and tell me how well Medicare prescription costs improved when they were privatized. Well, that's the thing. It's all taken out of your check the same way, so you don't care about the difference. But the difference is really important when you're talking about it. Social Security is money that comes out of your check, gets invested, and returns to you later. With dividends. It is a lot like unemployment insurance. However, not every state requires unemployment insurance, Itanchi. You're looking at your own personal cost-benefit analysis there, where you are convinced that nothing is going to change between now and when you are retirement age. And when you reach that retirement age, if nothing changes, then Social Security isn't going to be around. So you're feeling betrayed and cheated by needing to pay into something that you're not feeling like you're going to directly benefit from. But the answer isn't to destroy that system and get rid of it entirely so that we have, no social safety net put into place to protect our seniors as they age out of the workforce. It's to fix what's there. Everything looks like it's going downhill because negative news sells. And we don't have a free press, we have a corporate press. Christoph, the Social Security card and the Social Security number get used as an ID because every attempt to pass a federally mandated universal ID system has been met with heavy resistance from the same people that want ID checks for voting. Because the more difficult they can make it to get an ID, and the more expensive they can make it, and arcane and Byzantine, the less people end up voting. And the less people end up voting, the more they stay in power. The best that we were able to do was set up some federal mandates on what IDs have to include, and even then we're grandfathering in a lot of exemptions with the real ID system. It's not that we haven't tried to implement a national ID, though, There's just vested interest at making sure we never have one. I'm just pacing and mouthing off at this point. And we are an hour past what is supposed to be my wrapping up time. And there's a creeper. Boy, I'm glad I claimed this chunk. That would have sucked. Alright, folks, I need to wrap up. I need to go. It is 5 p.m. on a Friday, and I want to go do things that involve me, eating food and not having to try to think about 7 things at once. Thanks for the pledge. Seems that the new pledge just came in on Patreon. If you would like to join them, we're probably going to be putting Age of Engineering on our Patreon and subs server in the future. So, please follow some of these links in that to support through Patreon or subscribe here. You'll get access to whatever subscriber/Patreon server we do set up, which is probably going to be Age of Engineering, honestly. Though I might also end up setting up a 7 Days to Die VelMod server, which I would love for people to come check out with me. We're going to be, me and ApolloCat are going to be doing something community multiplayer this Sunday, starting at 2 and running till 8, I think? I don't know. Schedule's down below. I don't remember these things. Follow me on Twitter to get or join our Discord to get up-to-the-minute thoughts on my mind, or just yell at me and I'll yell back every now and then. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. There. That's the whole self-promotion spiel, right? Did I do that right? I'm so bad at this.